Look now at solving equations that involve brackets. Okay, and there's really one step that we really need to concern ourselves with. All we need to do is just expand the brackets first. Okay, so I'm just going to have one point here that we're going to expand the brackets first and then solve the equation as usual, like we've done with one step, two step, and three step and multi-step equations. Okay, so let's have a look at some examples. So example A, we're going to solve this equation. Okay, 7 outside of x plus 2 equals 42. Okay, first step is we expand the brackets first. Okay, so you might remember this from algebra. Okay, 7 times x, okay, is 7x, plus 7 times 2, which is 14, is equal to 42. Okay. Now, we have a positive 14, okay, on the left-hand side. We don't want that there. The 42 is on the correct side, okay, so remember we want numbers, okay, to be on the right-hand side, pronumerals on the left-hand side. So the 7x is correct where it is, 42 is on the correct side, but the positive 14 is on the wrong side. So let's leave the 7x where it is, 42 stays where it is, but this plus 14, when you move it over, it becomes a minus 14, okay. Now, let's evaluate the right-hand side. So 42 minus 14 is 28. Then we're going to divide both sides by 7. So we're going to move this 7 over because it's a multiplication. When you move the 7 over, it becomes a division. Okay, so 28 divided by 7, and therefore x is equal to 4. Okay, of course, we can test our answer to make sure that we're getting the right answer, that in fact it does work. If you take the number 4 and you substitute it into the equation, the original equation, okay, 4, okay, so I might just put a little 4 there, right? 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 times 7 is 42. So that works. Okay. Just adjust the camera a little bit. Yep, that's probably a bit better there. Okay, part B. Okay, we have a bracket on the left-hand side, but the right-hand side just has a pronumeral and a number. So obviously, you know, later on we're going to have to move this 3D over to the left-hand side because we don't want the pronumerals on the right. Let's expand the brackets. So 3 times 4, okay, is 12. 3 times negative 2d is negative 6d, is equal to 3d minus 6. Okay, right. Okay, the negative 6d is okay where it is. The 3d is not. That's a positive. Okay, if we don't have a sign next to the 3 and the next to the 3, we assume it to be a plus. So the next line is going to be negative 6d. That's okay where it is. We're going to move the 3d over. It becomes a negative, is equal to. Now, negative 6 is okay there. Okay, but the 12 is not. Okay, the 12 should be on the other side. It's just a number. Numbers should always be on the right-hand side. Okay, that's the convention. We try to stick to that. All right, so that's going to be minus 12. Okay, so negative 6d minus 3d is negative 9d. Negative 6 minus 12 is negative 18. Okay, d is equal to, we're going to move the negative 9 over. Because that's a multiplication, negative 9 is in fact multiplying the d. So it's going to be negative 18 times, divided by negative 9. Oops, just get rid of that. All right, so d is equal to negative 18, divided by negative 9. Therefore, d is equal to 2. Now, does that work? And you should be probably asking yourself, well, does it? What do? We should try substituting that number into the original equation. Okay, so in the original equation, look at the left-hand side. We've got a 2d there. So 2 times 2, if that was a 2 there, right? 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, 4 minus 4 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. Okay, let's see if we get 0 on this side. Okay, on the right-hand side. 3 times 2 is 0. Okay, sorry, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So that does work. Okay, let's have a look at another example. All right, so part C, this time we have brackets on both sides. All right, so again, we do the same thing like what we've done before. Expand both of the brackets first. So 2 times x, okay, is 2x. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, is equal to 5 times x is 5x. 5 times positive 3 is positive 15. Again, let's move the pronumerals to the left-hand side. So we have 2x minus 5x is equal to, now the 15 is okay where it is, but the negative 6 is on the wrong side here, so that needs to be on the right-hand side. So we're going to add 6 to that side. 2x minus 5x is negative 3x. Okay, 15 plus 6 is 21. Okay, now we're going to divide. We're going to take this negative 3, which is multiplying the x. We're going to move it over. It's going to become a division. 21 divided by negative 3. Okay, therefore, sorry, I think this pen's leaking a little bit here. Let me just fix that. Okay, 21 divided by negative 3 is equal to negative 7. Okay, so therefore x is equal to negative 7. Okay, does that work? If we substitute negative 7 into the original equation, okay, so if we put a negative 7 there, negative 7 minus 3 is negative 10. Negative 10 times 2 is negative 20. So we get negative 20 on this side. Does it work on this side here? Well, we've got negative 7 plus 3. Okay. Negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4. Negative 4 times 5 is also negative 20. So that works. Okay. Finally, part D. Okay, we've got to write an equation involving brackets whose solution is a minus 3. This time we'll give you the answer. Now you have to come up with the question. Okay. There's one of the questions in the one of the questions that you'll be looking at. You'll be asked to come up with your own equations, and there's lots of different answers. There's not just one answer that works. So if you want to, you can just invent some numbers. Just what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to come up with my own equation. 5 outside of a plus 2, okay, is equal to, now I'm not going to put anything there yet. I do know that I want the answer to be 3. So if I want the answer to be 3, in other words, I want the value of a to be 3. Let's put the 3 into this equation, and let's see what should happen, or what value I should get on the right hand side. Okay, 3 plus 2, okay, is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so we're working backwards. So this time around, I've given you the solution for a, the value for a. You have to basically come up with an equation, maybe come up with something on the right hand side, so that this whole equation is true for a equals 3. Does that work? Let's see. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Is there another equation I can come up with? Sure. Let's come up with another one. Again, invent some numbers. Maybe 3 outside of 4 minus a. Okay. I need to find a number here so that this whole thing is true. If a is 3, okay, 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Does that work? Let's see. 4 minus 3, well, 4 minus 3 is 1. Of course, it's going to work. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Yep. Even if you expanded it, so let's say we expanded it. Okay, 12 minus 3a is equal to 3. Okay, minus 3a, or negative 3a is equal to 3 minus 12. Okay, so negative 3a is equal to negative 9, and a would then equal 3. Okay, so a is equal to negative 9 divided by negative 3, and a would then equal 3. So it does work. Okay, all right. All the best for your studies, and let me know if you have any questions.